What would you do if you could use Claude Code 100 times cheaper? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly that. We'll use Claude Code with DeepSeek V4 at 100 times lower cost. This way, you can save thousands of dollars and build whatever you want without hitting any rate limits. Setting this up is so easy that even if you're a complete beginner, within minutes, you can set up the system and start building your mobile app, SaaS project, or even your own AI agent. I'm Mert. I've been building AI startups for years. I've sold some of them and I'm still developing others. We're developing some of them together with our friends in the community. And some are actually very advanced systems competing head-to-head with giant global rivals. Others are just systems designed to solve a single problem. On this channel, I show you how to build these startups from scratch, how to transform company processes with an AI automation agency, how to turn a mobile app or SaaS idea into reality, whether you're just starting your career or you're at a specific stage. I explain how you can get ahead of others by adapting your career to artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence provides an unfair advantage. That's why we founded the Digital Academy community. In Digital Academy, hundreds of people develop projects every month, start their own ventures, integrate them into their careers, change their jobs, and truly make a lot of money thanks to artificial intelligence. So you can join us too if you'd like. I've left the link below. Now, I've been using this system for weeks. I've also shared a system called Claudex, where you can switch to any model you want. You can find its repo in the link below as well. It's actually a system that helps you load any model you want into Claude Code. I've tested DeepSeek V4 and other models with real-world scenarios, and I actually found DeepSeek V4 to be quite successful. That's why I'm sharing this video. In this video, we'll go through a real example. We'll set it up together and develop a project with a real-world example. We're going to have a boutique website built by DeepSeek V4. While building this site, we'll use Opus for the visual work. DeepSeek will be our silent worker. Codex will also be integrated to perform specific tasks. This way, you'll see how the most effective version is made and how the most efficient workflow is achieved by combining these three models in the same project. You'll get to see it. All three will work together, all three will work in parallel. This way, I want it to inspire you on what you can do and how you can develop your own projects. I want it to be an inspiration for you. If you're ready, grab your coffee and let's get started. Now, as we start the video, or rather this system, there are a few things you'll need and I'll show them to you. 1. The Claudex repo. You'll find the link in the descriptions anyway. When you give this repo to Claude Code will see how it can actually perform this model switch internally. What is this model switch we're talking about? Claude Code is a framework, a tool. We're going to change its engine and use the engine we need when we need it. Actually, it'll work this way and it'll be much cheaper like this. 2. The cheapest way to use DeepSeek is through its own API. You can go to platform.deepseek.com and get your API key there. Your usage is shown right here. With OpenRouter, you can actually use all the models. Inside OpenRouter, when you click Explore Models, there are many models, free ones, cheaper ones, and coding models. You can learn about all of them. You'll access this at openrouter.ai, because Claude Code will already guide you at the start. It'll tell you where to go for whichever model you want to use, but I just wanted to explain it. Besides that, we're going to need anti-gravity. We'll actually use Claude Code within this project's file system. And our project files, website files, designs, and images will be added there. This will be a framework again. Claude Code will be inside, and DeepSeek, Claude's Opus model, and Claude Code will all run here. Besides that, we have some example sites. You can see the pricing here, but basically, I can say this. While you'd spend $62 on a 4-hour project calculated with the API, when Opus runs, if you switch to DeepSeek with very similar power, what you'll actually spend if you switch to the Flash model is 20 cents or 60 cents if you go with Pro, so it's a 100 times cheaper model, the DeepSeek model, and it's quite capable too. That's why I want to show you this in this video. Now let me tell you what DeepSeek V4 Pro is. It's a model with 1.6 trillion parameters. So what does this parameter mean? You can think of it like a brain cell. It's a very smart, very advanced model, and just like Opus, it has a 1 million token context. So it can process in a much wider area, in much larger projects. Its memory isn't narrow. That's why it's a very powerful model. So we'll be using DeepSeek V4 in this video. It's not free. I mean, it's not completely free, but being 100 times cheaper makes a huge difference. So we'll continue this way. It's also an MIT open weights model, meaning its weights are shared. It's compatible with Claude Code as we want and can also do tool calling. So it can use skills, it can use MCP, and it can use the design systems we use in Claude Code. Therefore, this model is very suitable for use within Claude Code. Not every model is this suitable, so you have to check them one by one. But as I said, this Claude Code repo already explains this to you. Now, the greatest strength of the system we'll build here is using multiple models in the same IDE. In one session, we'll use Opus. In another, we'll use DeepSeek V4. In another, we'll use a free model via OpenRouter, and they'll all work together. That's where we'll get the real power together. This is how we'll work on this project. We'll use Claude for design and DeepSeek for the backend tasks. At 99% lower cost, no model can hold a candle to Claude in design right now, so we'll use it for that. But DeepSeek will handle the backend work. Now we'll have ClaudeX do a code review. Setting this up is very easy. First, go to DeepSeek as I showed and load 2 to $5, which is enough. It'll be more than enough. Get an API key. You can also do the same through OpenRouter if you're using a free model. If not, that's fine too. Download anti-gravity from here. Once downloaded, it looks exactly like this. You can also log in with your Google account here. When you're here, we'll select Open Folder, then New Folder. Where should we open it? Let's open it here. We'll click New Folder, and it's test 5555555. We've opened a folder like this. Now our project is right here. You can chat with Google's models here, but we won't do that in this video. Normally our files appear here, but there are none right now. We're starting from scratch. There's a terminal at the top. I'm selecting New Terminal. It's not visible at the top. It's at the top on my Mac. When I click Terminal, New Terminal, a terminal like this opens. Now, under normal circumstances, when you provide this particular repository, it actually gives you several different options like Claude 1, Claude 2, and Claude 3. It also provides a system for you to use, but for now, I'll just go ahead and open up the standard Claude. When I open my standard Claude, I can just click Login to enter. I'm already logged in. I told it to examine this repo and explain it to me. First, you can have it explain what this repo is in this way. Once explained, it'll actually learn how to install it. Okay, it says there's a model here where you can use the system by combining multiple models based on the providers. It works like this. You can use DeepSeek. You can use Minimax. You can use GLM models. You can switch to Kimi. You can use 32 models from OpenRouter, Quencoder, and so on. Okay, I asked if it's installed here. DeepSeek. I want to use V4 Pro. We can actually run them with custom aliases like Claude 1, 2, or 3. Now it's checking that. If it's not installed, it'll give you the prompt. As you can see, it says V4 Pro is installed. It also tells you how to start it. Okay, I can start it by typing Claude 3 Pro. I can type Claude 3 here. When I start it like this with Claude 3 Pro, it adaptively switches between Flash or Pro for max quality. I actually built a system like this, so you can set up a similar system for yourself once you install it. Okay, that was our first step. To start from the beginning, we opened the terminal. Let's say you've installed a new Claude instance. When you open it, you see Opus here. Opus is right here. I opened another terminal. We're in the same project. Claude, like this, I already copied it. When I typed Claude 3 Pro, I said dark mode. I started from the beginning. I said yes. I said yes. You see DeepSeek and 4 Pro. We also got DeepSeek and 4 Pro in the same project. We're using the same Claude Code. Only the brain is different. You can add another model here. It doesn't matter at all, but now we'll do something with these two. Now we'll actually make a site like Gymshark. I want a premium site like this, but I'll make it a fitness site. I'm giving the project for this. I mean, it won't be exactly like this. I'll make it like a fitness site. I'm going to give my project brief. I'll give it to Claude first. You can see it like this. It'll be off-white like Gymshark with a hero section and so on. I gave this. After giving the project brief, I'll give one more thing. Let it create it here. I'm saying this. There's a design system repo. This is a very nice repo. Awesome design systems. Let me show it like this. Like this. You can see it here. I'm giving this. First, it'll take this from here. Now I had Claude Code do this part. I had Opus do it. Let it learn this part first because we'll have it do the first design. As you can see, it also took the references here. It took Magic UI. Let me show Magic UI here. We gave it as an example site. We'll also give Nike training. It'll take that too. We can use Alo Yoga if we want as a site. These are our example sites. Now it took these. As you can see, files were created here in the references. Now, after these files in the references, we'll do something different. We'll give a main design prompt when this is finished. We'll have Claude do the main design. We'll have DeepSeek do calculators and many features in the back end. Now you'll see. Now the main design is here. The references have already arrived. It created the Atlas project, I'm giving the main design plan, the prompt. It'll create Atlas Fitness Studio for us. What I want aesthetically. Let it be like Gymshark Off-White. Let the colors be like this. Full blend, I said everything. Ultra think. It's logical to use it sometimes. In such things, I recommend going with plan mode. This is the first one. Now, while this is creating, let's go to DeepSeek and give its prompt too. We're here, we're in DeepSeek. That was too much. Okay. I'm also telling DeepSeek, personal training workout ROI. I'm saying prepare a calculator for the Atlas website. The visual will be like this. What will be in the calculator? I wrote everything. I wrote the whole logic. In the same way, I wrote the whole thing. I wrote the productivity gain work. I'm taking the plan mode here too. As you can see, this time DeepSeek V4 Pro is handling the backend, so we're not spending all of our tokens on that. We're not spending them in the cloud. The cloud will do the design, and we'll have the backend done here. Then we'll connect them. As you can see, DeepSeek is examining the project. It's looking at everything. You can see it in verbose mode too, what it's thinking, how it's examining, and so on. And it will generate it for us from here. Let's look over here. This side is also making its plan. Making a plan for both is the most logical. Planning doesn't make you spend more tokens. On the contrary, it prevents you from spending many tokens later, because it puts what needs to be done in order from the start. And it doesn't have to figure out what to do on the fly, because if it has to figure it out on the fly, there's a constant chance of making mistakes. So in such cases, which is the most basic rule, the first rule, as the founder of Claude Code says, what you need to do is start the work in plan mode. It doesn't slow you down, it speeds you up, it doesn't spend more. On the contrary, it causes you to spend less. It says I need to find a photo. Okay. You can use the Unsplash URL. Display font is fine. Archive black. Headline empty. Reserved area. Okay. Let it do that here. I've allowed all of them, and here it's understanding the code base. Now it's making an implementation plan. We'll see that too. It's made the plan, as you can see, and here I'm saying auto accept edit. I couldn't say it. I did. It will apply the plan. Now what you see is the same. We're using the Claude Code array. Similarly, we can use any skill we want from here. We can connect to any MCP we want. Everything we can use all the features of Claude Code. Claude Code isn't just the language models inside it. Claude Code is very different. It actually defines our workspace, what we can do, our connections, and our skills. There's no language model that can compete with Opus anyway. We all accept this, but sometimes it's very expensive. Especially for testing, for developing projects, for trying things out, it comes across as an extra luxury. So proceeding with this kind of approach will both speed you up in most projects, and if the rate limit is hit, is it full or your weekly limit? Switch to this, continue building here. Maybe it'll take longer, but you'll be able to continue. Did the money run out here too? You can switch to a completely free model from OpenRouter. The repo I provided shows you how you can do these things, and you can continue your progress like this. I said okay here too. DeepSeek is already continuing here. Okay, super. Now let them both build. Let's look at the result. Then we'll have the code base reviewed. Now, first it did this. Claude Code finished the design. Let's take a look. We're opening it now. Oh, it turned out very nice. I quite like it. It turned out great, and this calculator is already doing it directly in the background. As you can see, we're having DeepSeek do this. It's become a quite successful site. Honestly, it did it much better than I expected. The site. And now it's doing this too. With DeepSeek, the background backend is already DeepSeek anyway. Oh, it did it. The finished version. Okay, I'm asking if it's fully integrated. So is it integrated? It did this part then? Okay, like it did this calculation thing. What does it say? I'm 85 kilograms right now. Our target is 72 kilograms. Moderate will take 4 sessions. Stable. Okay. There's an active job. Annual salary. Like this. It says $30,000. It's calculating the break even. It's actually doing all the calculations, this dynamic calculation. The system DeepSeek built is doing it. Very interesting. It turned out really well. I also really liked the design. So right now we use both DeepSeek and we used Claude Code. You can already see the effect of Claude Code in the design. With DeepSeek, we were actually able to do this backend directly. DeepSeek also designed these bookings in the same way. It turned out great. In the design part, by design, it did the backend. Claude Code put the design in. It placed it there. DeepSeek did anyway. Quite successful. Now let's see what it says it did. Yes, it says I did these. There are no errors. Okay, no errors at all. It rendered page composition. No problem with navigation. No problem with the call to action. It says everything is done. Okay? Go to pricing on 3000. It says you can do that thing in pricing again. Let's go to pricing from here. Here. It says I set this part up directly. Awesome. And I'll do something else here as a final step. Codex has a plugin. You can install this on Claude, and you can do a codex review like this within Claude Code. Let me write it here. Codex review. I said directly review Atlas Fitness automatically here. Find all these errors, design errors, search for them for me. What does this mean? Now, Codex's error detection rate is already higher than DeepSeek's and higher than Claude's too. Claude is very good at design and so on, but it has trouble seeing its own mistakes. As an approach, when we use Codex's review system like this within Claude Code, Codex connects even while using Claude. And this Codex, as you can see, starts examining the entire code. Now it will find the errors for us. You can do it in the background if you want. Or you can wait for the result. I say let's wait and see the results here. It will go directly through Codex. Your limit on Claude isn't used here. Not a single token is spent. Normally, you can actually do this even with a very low free package. Even with a free OpenAI package, you can use these features and connect. Just from here, in the plugins, you'll activate the Codex plugin and then log in. It guides you through it anyway. It's analyzing right now. We're actually waiting for the result. Once it's ready, I'll share it. Now it's posted its findings. As you can see, it found the errors. Okay, great. You can also use Claudex to have these fixed. Codex can fix them itself too. You can process it this way. With Codex, Codex can also do a rescue. Directly, for example, the moment I say rescue, Codex will start making these edits itself. Okay, we didn't provide that here. I need to provide a marker directly. Let me do it like this first. Codex. Okay, let me show the result. Okay, now if you want, you can resume from Codex here. You can open Codex and proceed within the same project. Or you can say fix them and have it done. You can have Claude do it too. In the DeepSeek version, you can run this Codex and then have DeepSeek do it. These are up to your preference. And as an alternative, if you want, you can go here and use one of the free models as well, like Quencoder and so on. Of course, it's not as good as DeepSeek V4, but there are free models that will be useful in certain projects, especially when making demos or prototypes. Again, with Claudex, you can take these free models from here and use them. You don't need to find them one by one here. After uploading this to the Claudex repo, if you say I want to do this with a free model, it guides you regarding what to do and which model you should use. This way, you can manage many projects from one terminal, just like we did here. As you can see here, it's fixing all of them. Claude, and then it will finish. Okay, it's made the changes. On the front end, things have already changed too. Yes, it's become smoother. Yes, it actually made the changes for us too. It's become even more... It's smoother and nicer now. And here it tells you about the changes it made. As I said, you can direct this usage system to many flows, but it's one of the most ideal usage scenarios, especially for developing new products and trying things out. No matter what field you work in, integrating Claudex with the Claude model, DeepSeek, Codex, and other systems is actually much more efficient. You can provide flows. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.